132.4 pounds, he requests that you all bask in his glory, the limitless Keith Lee! His opponent directly in front of me hails from the Isle of Sheppey, Kent, England. He weighed in today at 13 1/2 stone, the technical wizard, Zack Sabre Jr.
Coming to throw me off commentary because I think the whole locker room wants to watch this one.
Yeah, you put together a dream match here at DC as the limitless 6'3", 330-pound Keith Lee taking on the 6'2", 180-pound technical wizard Zack Sabre Jr. Zack is giving up 150 pounds to Keith Lee.
He's mad at me, I don't know.
You're all right, you weigh 13.5 stones.
Zack Sabre Jr. not happy that you put him in this first round matchup.
But Keith Lee is. Actually had a chance to conduct a long-form interview with Keith Lee that'll be up on youtube.com/BeyondDemand in the coming weeks.
Yeah, I saw the tweet.
It's pretty crazy. This guy had multiple opportunities from the NFL. I mean, this guy could be sitting rich right now, but it was his passion for wrestling that, you know, he decided that the money wasn't worth it. And this is what he loves doing. And ever since he made his debut for Beyond Wrestling in this very building back in May, in a losing effort against Donovan Dijak, he's become a household name, at least as far as you could be a household name in independent wrestling.
Speaking of turning down offers, Zack Sabre Jr. was so impressive in the Cruiserweight Classic. Keith Lee having some fun with Zack Sabre Jr. I don't think Zack finds this situation humorous. So I was saying, Zack Sabre Jr. actually turned down a WWE contract because he was having so much fun competing on the independents, and I think this match may send him back to Stanford saying, you know, it might be safer here. Hey!
It's so crazy, though. It's like, seriously, well, like one of these guys could be in WWE, one of them could be in the NFL, and instead they're both here competing for Beyond Wrestling, trying to prove that they're the best in Beyond Wrestling and one of the very best in independent wrestling. There's something that's so special about this community, and, you know, I don't take it for granted. I know that you've had a chance after over a decade now to kind of come back and firsthand experience this type of an environment. There's really nothing like it.
No, I think I said so on Twitter. It's like there's a party going on and you just dropped a wrestling ring in the middle of it.
Calm down, mate. I'm laughing.
Just like that, maybe a momentary distraction threw Keith Lee off his game. Leverage is going to be the story in this one. If Zack Sabre Jr. can find leverage from any point to try and neutralize the strength of Keith Lee. I mean, even right here, top wrist lock, or excuse me, a key lock, was not even able to get full application of it. And even now transitioning into the hammerlock, it doesn't seem like it's really having much of an effect. Well, maybe I spoke too soon, and maybe this is the leverage. So many of these holds that are kind of elementary when performed by any other wrestler. I mean, Zack Sabre Jr. is one of the very best technical wrestlers, if not the best in the world.
And I think Keith Lee is kind of having fun at the expense of Zack Sabre Jr.
Well, you can't do any mat wrestling on the top turnbuckle.
You know, and Zack Sabre Jr. loves to win his matches via submission. You've got to wonder where he thinks the weak point of Keith Lee is. Certainly wasn't that massive left arm. Keith Lee's arms are the size of Zack Sabre's legs.
You know, he's only had one major injury in his life, and you don't actually see any scarring on him because he went through the process. It actually took him longer to take 14 months off, but he went through extensive physical therapy. He had a tear in the top of his pectoral muscle on his left side. So, I mean, and he really didn't want to give that information out during the interview. So you almost got to wonder if that's still something that he's not 100%.
Wow, just like
recovered.
that, Keith Lee using his massive leg to push Zack Sabre Jr. into the bottom rope to break the hold.
I know that information. I should have told Zack Sabre Jr. I bet I could have got a nice little payout of that little basky.
That would make you a very ethical wrestling promoter.
Nah, I want to see a fair fight. I don't even care who wins the whole tournament. All 8 guys are awesome.
Nice cravat by Zack Sabre Jr. on Keith Lee. If you can control the head, you control the body, although I'm not sure that's necessarily true in a man the size of Keith Lee.
You know, since Keith Lee debuted in Beyond Wrestling, he's wrestled Donovan Dijak, John Silver, Brian Cage, A.R. Fox, and Brian Malonis. 5 extremely different wrestlers, and yet somehow none of them employ even close to the same strategy as Zack Sabre Jr. So I almost wonder if Keith Lee is going to be in over his head, even though he's head and shoulders taller than everybody else in this building.
Oh, now Keith Lee thinking about it.
That was another thing that Keith Lee touched on last night, is that he really hasn't had the chance, even while competing in Texas, even as a champion, to really wrestle too many people that compete on a national level. He competes oftentimes against a lot of wrestlers from Texas. I know there's no wrestler in Texas as good as Zack Sabre Jr. when it comes to scientific wrestling. That's a fact.
What the hell is Zack Sabre Jr. thinking? Zack Sabre Jr. has got to be thinking about a submission hold. He can't actually think that he's going to win a test of strength. He's got to have something in mind.
Well, just like I alluded to with Gresham earlier, I think he's thinking 3-4 steps ahead. So
yeah, he's got to be.
Whatever he's trying to lure Keith Lee into this trap, I think that he's got a plan.
Nice bridge by Zack Sabre Jr.
That was not part of the plan.
No,
Whoa! He's going to break his legs.
Down to it, no.
He popped him right off.
And now Zack Sabre Jr. moves into second gear.
I'd say so far with all the first round matches, you've seen a sense of urgency out of all the competitors. Not even too many of the matches today going past 10 minutes, but you're almost going to wonder if this is going to be one that goes to the distance, just because the longer it goes, it's going to favor Zack Sabre Jr. I mean, Keith.
Probably like 35.
I start taking it in the house. Yeah, but you need it.
Back to my point, though, the longer this goes, you think it's going to favor Zack Sabre Jr. just because of the size of Keith Lee. I mean, he's not a wrestler that's built to go the distance.
Well, I don't know what his cardiovascular training is like. I know NFL linemen have much better win than you would think. Nice leg kick by Zack Sabre Jr., making Keith Lee think about it. Strikes and blocks back and forth. Wow, what power by Keith Lee. Back kick caught. Keith Lee is amazing. Just the agility, the fleet-footedness of the super heavyweight.
Keith Lee mentioned he had 3 WWE tryouts.
What didn't they like?
Said Jim Ross and William Regal both said you should be here, so.
Who said what now? Say that again?
William Regal, Jim Ross told him that they should both be, they both said that he should be in WWE.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense to me.
Their loss, our gain, for now. Till they book the super heavyweight tournament.
Are they afraid of Keith Lee?
I am.
So am I.
He's such a nice guy, too. I mean, any other wrestler could have taken Zack Sabre Jr.'s head off from that position, but fans here in Aurora are having a difficult time coordinating a chant. They will all be chastised later.
They're probably exhausted. It's like the 37th match.
We haven't even got through round 1 yet. Cool your jets. A new approach from Zack Sabre Jr. Oh, those European uppercuts, and it takes one forearm from the left-handed Keith Lee to floor Zack Sabre Jr. Once again, from this position, he could kick him right in the head. But instead, Keith Lee taking this opportunity to allow Zack Sabre Jr. to bask in his glory. Wow. You heard the snap on that.
What is Zack Sabre Jr. thinking? Yeah. To your point, maybe Zack Sabre Jr. thinking 3-4 moves ahead. Going back to work, trying to hyperextend that elbow. Keith Lee just so tall, so strong, just slips out, but no. Zack Sabre Jr. now looking for the knee bar. Now looking to hyperextend the knee. Wow, just crimping the toes, and now into an ankle lock, and now a heel and ankle lock. Just twisting the foot backwards and forwards, left to right.
As soon as he locked it in, Keith Lee got to the ropes. And for the first time, we see Keith Lee down on the mat. Zack Sabre Jr. giving him the courtesy to get back up to his feet.
I think Keith Lee is taking Zack Sabre Jr. a little more seriously right now.
Definitely. How could he not? This guy just wrestled him down to the mat, seconds away from breaking his ankle. I don't know how anybody could take Zack Sabre Jr. lightly in 2016 with the body of work that he's put together.
Pele kick to the shoulder of Keith Lee, and Zack Sabre Jr. now grapevining the legs. Now going to work on that shoulder.
You know, traditionally you see wrestlers attacking the left arm of their opponents because that's their weaker arm, because most wrestlers are right-handed, but Keith Lee is actually left-handed, so I'm interested to see if that's going to come into play as this match unfolds.
Unless he has magic wrists or his Elastic Man or Mr. Fantastic, doesn't matter what is his dominant hand.
Might be the right by default right now. His left arm might be broken.
Nice positioning by Zack Sabre Jr. Oh, God. Jeez, ow. Zack Sabre Jr. looking to overly articulate the wrist of Keith Lee, maybe trying to break that wrist.
Do you think that Zack Sabre Jr.'s legs are even as strong as Keith Lee's arms?
No, but I don't think it matters because Zack Sabre Jr. is looking to make Keith Lee tap out. And to your point, Keith Lee just doing tricep extensions to counter the hold. Wow.
Pushed right through his hand, grabbed him by the throat.
Oh, geez, just unbridled strength by Keith Lee.
Big military press. Keith Lee still favoring that arm now. And it looks like the most damage being done to the wrist. That's where he keeps favoring. There's so many small bones in the wrist. You pop one out of place, you can't. You lose the functioning ability of your entire hand. The disposition, Keith Lee, has certainly changed. He's definitely taking Zack Sabre Jr. a little bit more seriously, striking overhand with both of his arms. Sabre just collapsed.
I almost collapsed just hearing it. Thought my eardrums had popped.
Look at Zack Sabre Jr., his mouth wide open. He's having a lot of trouble breathing right now.
Well, it's a wonder his lungs haven't collapsed. Zack Sabre Jr. doesn't want another one of those.
Oh, now trying to hyperextend the elbow over his own shoulder. Keith Lee put him right to sleep. Oh, wow. How quick was that? He slipped the arm right around the carotid artery of Zack Sabre Jr. Sabre just in the nick of time, able to get his ankle over the ropes. Keith Lee raining down blows on the top of the head. This is the first time even with that array of opponents that I've described, this is the first time I have ever seen Keith Lee frustrated in a match.
I think Zack Sabre Jr. would frustrate anyone. He's just that good.
There we go. Now he's got his game face on. Smile ear to ear. Oh!
Wow. Zack Sabre Jr. may have hurt his back.
Keith Lee almost wiped out half of Providence.
What the hell? Are you kidding me? Slingshot high cross body by the 330-pound Keith Lee.
That's a new one.
2-0.
I find it so hard to call a match like this because with somebody as versatile as Zack Sabre Jr., you really never know what's going to come next. I mean, he could end it in a heartbeat. It doesn't, I mean, from this position, it's not looking too good, but.
I've had the pleasure of calling quite a few Zack Sabre Jr. matches now, and I'm pretty familiar with most of his submission offense, but again, I've never seen him in the ring with anyone the size of Keith Lee, and quite frankly, I haven't seen many men the size of Keith Lee, certainly none with his agility.
And you never know what's coming next from him, just like we saw just a couple moments ago, that slingshot cross body. But when you're that big and that strong, sometimes you can just punch your opponent right in the stomach.
Zack Sabre Jr. with great timing getting that boot up. It's launching himself like a missile with that European uppercut. But
barely even staggered him. Ooh, kicked away at the arm, and again.
Wow, oh man.
What's the expression? If at first you don't succeed, try again.
And decapitate your opponent? Yes, something like that.
After 3 kicks to the arm, Keith Lee still able to connect with that clothesline. There was not a lot of energy behind that kick out from Zack Sabre Jr.
Now
that
Keith Lee hooks the leg. It may have been all the first time had he thought to hook the leg.
Got the opposite shoulder off the mat. Keith Lee might be looking spirit bomb right now. Oof.
Oh, that's nasty. Oh, that was just like.
Well, he's a big guy, you know. Again, I do think the longer it goes, the more it's going to favor Zack Sabre Jr. Oh! Pinpoint accuracy, and he finally took him down.
I think Keith Lee is just too good-natured and just too concerned with having a good time and entertaining fans.
Might take that leg home with him. Oh. Oh. Might have popped his eardrum. You saw the way that he went down. Oh.
Man, are you kidding me? 2-0. Wow. Fireman's carry into a jackhammer. I don't even know what to call that. A Keith hammer?
Double checking with the official. He thought he had Zack Sabre Jr. beat. Doesn't get much closer than that. Taking a little bit too much time. Keep trying to go up and over.
Oh,
and
nice
instead it's Sabre
schoolyard.
going under.
Schoolyard trip by Zack Sabre Jr.
Caught him with the penalty kick. Keith Lee sat right back up.
Jeez, Keith Lee didn't even go down that time. All right, there we go. No. Jeez. What a kick out.
Might have been looking for that spirit bomb. He got popped up, and instead, Sabre wrapping the legs around.
Oh, look at his shoulders down. Wow. Are you kidding me? Run, Zack, run.
Advancing to the semifinals, the technical wizard, Zack Sabre Jr.
That was an incredible pinning combination, not only trapping the arms and legs, but you saw the way that Zack Sabre Jr. using the extra strength, placing his heels on the shoulders of Keith Lee. I'll leave it to the fans to call the rest of this one.